mode.
Good evening, good afternoon I should say, ladies and gentlemen, or good morning depending on which time zone you're in. This is Dan Anderson in Oxford welcoming you on this Global Associate Meetings webinar. Now I've actually, this is the first one I've done in I think 2 or 3 weeks, so I've been traveling and been out in the world and all as well. But this is kind of a big a webinar which well, certainly I'll remember for a long time, and it's nice to see so many of you on the call, because we have people here from, as far as I can see, from South America and from Sweden and from Pakistan, of course, and from different African countries and Canadian. Then we have people there from the Philippines even. Obviously we have people in the UK. And we have people from all over the world. Turkey, we have people from Egypt, nice to see, and China and Hong Kong. So thank you for all of you for coming, because this is kind of, how should I say, on a personal level, a very hard webinar for me to do, because as you know, if you've been following us on Facebook and what have you, and looking at my page on Facebook, you know that we lost one of our valued friends and senior people in the corporate team. And I don't quite know how to talk about Mahbub Shah, but he is an old friend of mine. I mean, I've known him for almost 10 years, and Latif has known him for much longer than that. So we kind of have much water under the bridge with this man, and he was our general manager for the Dubai region, and of course, as you can see from the pictures on your screen, he touched many people. He was one of these people. He was actually only 62 years old or so, and died very unexpectedly from a food poisoning thing that he got at a social event that turned into, the story I'm understanding, is water on his lungs, and then he had a heart attack, and basically went from a person that I saw just a few weeks ago to a person who's no longer with us. And it reminds me of how important and how fragile and how short life can be. What is remarkable about Mahbub is that he was this larger-than-life character. He was only a little fella, but he would walk into a room and cast a giant shadow in kind of, not in an arrogant way, but in a very humble and a very human way. And for him to have left us so unexpectedly leaves a huge hole in our Leo business and in our hearts, really, because he was a person that didn't believe in self-promotion, and he was humble to a fault, and he had this cheeky little smile and this indomitable little spirit that really touched people. I mean, his professional accomplishments was he was the senior vice president of the Pakistani DSA and a founding member, and in no small way actually created the DSA organization in Pakistan, embryonic though it is, and it's kind of his baby. He leaves behind a family, he leaves behind a corporate team that across the world is just absolutely devastated, because all of us, none of us could expect it, and I suppose none of us do when reality bites and reality hits, that we're not here forever, and kind of none of us are getting out of this alive. But Mahbub felt that Leo was important. He resonated with our values, and he was kind of this person that he fought for Pakistan, and he fought for Africa, and he supported people in Asia Pacific, and he traveled the world with Leo, and everywhere he went he only had kind words to say to people, and he was always very encouraging. And we were doing the Chinese webinar earlier, and like I am now, I'm quite emotional about it, and Tief was emotional about it as well, and Wendy, our translator in Hong Kong office, was terribly emotional, because he touched so many people. Now this was an absolute shock to us last Friday when this happened, and I got the news, and we've all been sort of going around this weekend in a state of shock a little bit, and there's been so many tears shed for this man. And if you look at my Facebook page, I've shared the posts that people have put, and beyond all other posts on a huge and active Facebook page of mine, this is the #1 post because people have come out from everywhere. I've had people call me, sharing their grief. I've had people crying, grown men crying down the phone, saying they can't believe that he's gone. We've had people put up their Facebook sharings and what have you, and as the custom is in Pakistan, they bury people very, very quickly. And the ceremony around that happened on Saturday, and there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people coming to see Mahbub Shah go, if you like. And it's been posted all across the internet, all across Facebook. The media in Pakistan have published articles about him in most of the major publications over there. So this man, who we shared so much with, is no longer with us. And I heard someone there. Atif, is that you? Are you on the call?
Yeah, that's me. I just spoke to Mrs. Mahbub, his wife.
Oh.
It was the call was in tears.
Mm.
She was being brave, and she was saying, up until the last breath, he was working. He just pulled up his laptop and was doing some stuff in emails, and then he wasn't well. Go to hospital, and within half an hour, everything was finished.
Really, so sudden.
Mm-hmm.
And you've known Mahbub for a long time, I think. I mean, how many years did you reverse engineer?
Well, I know Mahbub for about 15 years now, and each and every day that I met him is kind of coming in front of my eyes like a movie. Yeah, he's been such a nice guy. He has touched so many lives, as you said, Dan. But there's so many people sending their condolence to me, to you, of course, and then they feel like that they are orphans now. They had such a respect for Mahbub. He was such a strong man, helping so many people around the world.
I know. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear that we're sort of still in a state of not an easy thing to talk about, but we wanted to give, how should I say, Mahbub his recognition as well, because in many ways him and I would always joke and say that he had the tough region in Leo, because he from Dubai, he serviced Africa, he serviced South Asia, he went across to the Asia Pacific countries, and of course at the same time he was supporting the entire global business. So just like Atif says, there are so many people who feel that they've lost their baba, their father, their grandfather, and for me and Atif, it's like we've lost an older brother. So very, very difficult. We will obviously do everything we can to look after him and his family. Now we will obviously look after the Leo business that he leaves behind. Clearly, he was so committed and so committed to the values that we hold in Leo, and especially the diversity is empowering, and that we're building this global multicultural business. For him, I think he felt that this was important work. He felt that this was something that we should all get behind and be proud of what we've achieved to connect people from different countries and from different corners of the world and different faiths and different religions. So in a kind of bizarre sort of way, it's all intermingled with the madness that's going on in the world for me, and how people are a little bit crazy and a little bit self-serving and promote themselves, and never mind that to tell the truth and to win political campaigns and what have you based on PR and media machines, whereas Mahbub touched people in a different way. Mahbub touched people with a very, very honest heart, and a man who would look you in the eye and shake your hand and kind of shrug his little shoulders and say, and just get on with it quietly. So he's kind of testimony to me of someone who touched people with his integrity and touched people with his genuineness and touched people without being a crazy, self-important person. He was always the most humble person, I would always see Mahbub having a little smile and a little chuckle at himself, and kind of just carry on and carry on and carry on. So I don't know, Atif, anything more that you want to add, because there's not enough words really.
Yeah, we don't have enough words to describe who he was and how he lived his life. He's been inspiration to so many people. There's so much to learn from him. And I think for everybody on this call, all the people who loved him and respect him and met him and worked with him, I think the only message that we can pass on is to be courageous, be humble, be straightforward, and you will succeed in your life the same way that Mahbub has done in his life.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And I can sort of see him now, and he would say, sort of, enough talking about me, time to get on with the business, because he was so committed to the Leo vision and the Leo values that we hold, that he wouldn't want a big fuss to be made of him. But having said that, we will make a fuss of Mahbub Shah for years and years and years to come. All of the staff and all of its corporate teams, even if they only met him one time, are all shocked and devastated by this loss. But we are absolutely determined, Atif and I, that we will always cherish and celebrate his memory, and we will do things. We will create some sort of Mahbub Shah prize, and we will do some award, and we might do something for charity in his name as the small token of appreciation for his service that we can give. We will obviously, like I said before, we will obviously look after his family and everything that he leaves behind so suddenly and so shockingly. So I don't know. It's appropriate to start the call with this, and we will do more of this to the best of our ability to promote the memory of a man who changed so many people's lives. So I don't know, he would want us to get on with the presentation, and I suppose we have to, but it is very, very sad, and both Atif and I have struggled this weekend, and we don't have time because we have to kind of carry on and fulfill the legacy, but so I don't know, I'm blabbering on here now and I don't quite know what to say. But so I will go on to the next slide. But Mahbub Shah and family, our grief and condolences are with you. All the friends, all the family that he leaves behind. We are with you in sharing your grief. And that's all I will say about that. Now, like I said, Mahbub would want us to carry on, so he felt that our work was important, and therefore we kind of have to carry on. We have some things to talk about on this call, and although it feels a bit surreal to be talking about business at the same breath, then that is the nature of the beast. So we have Leo Coin updates, product updates, event updates, updates on incentives, and I will just share the news that we have, and starting with Leo Coin. Leo Coin over the last week has had lots of drama associated with it. We had a moment when certain news channels was pushing out that the Leo Coin price was peaked above £2, and I think it did temporarily, but whether or not this was to do with one of the exchanges having a code problem and we were reporting the wrong price, or if it was what someone told me on the internet that someone, a rich person, had bought 100,000 Leo coins for whatever price it was. The price is now back to its normal level of half a dollar, and we're seeing that the exchanges and everything else is showing this kind of healthy life, alive coin that is just getting ready to go to the next level. That's what it feels like to all of us. We're seeing a lot of corporate and social responsibility publications around digital currencies now accepting that they are here to stay, and the DSA in the UK has published a paper on cryptocurrencies and how they relate to direct selling and multi-level marketing. It's going through a 5-point health check for what makes a good practice, and if a coin is not fulfilling any one of those 5 points, it's probably not a legitimate digital currency. Needless to say that Leo passes all those inspections with flying colors. But many scam coins that are out there that are just designed to rip people off obviously do not. I think this is a great piece to circulate amongst your communities. So if you see the website there, please grab a screenshot of that or take a picture and go there and download it and promote this far and wide, because these scam coins that are out there that DSA is taking a stand against, they are doing massive damage to people's lives, and it's not something that we want to in any way endorse or support, and I think that we will start to get more and more vocal about what good looks like, because this work is important, it's very disruptive, it can change the world of entrepreneurship and business as we know it in our lifetime. And Leo Coin, in that brief period when it surged up to apparently up to £2, actually then displayed as the world's 4th digital currency, just behind Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. And that was a place where I thought, oh yes, we could easily live there, and we could easily live in number 3, and we could easily live in number 2. We could even become the number 1 digital currency in the world today, because what we're doing is honest, what we're doing is transparent, what we're doing is intelligent, if I say so myself, and it is not something that is short-term and designed to be here today and gone tomorrow with all of your money that you invested. So this is something that is worth promoting to your people and educate them about. The thing that we're getting a lot of traction about, the thing that we're getting a lot of recognition for, is that we are kind of turning into the major digital currency that is solely proof of stake. And the fact that we've added more innovation in there by setting up these 3 tier levels of 10%, 50%, and 20% return over the course of a year of your stake, subject to you hitting these wallet balances, is again giving us a space in the digital currency ecology that is very credible, and there's a reason for Leo Coin that is not just because we're the promoters were saying that everyone's going to get rich doing it. No, what we're saying is that this has an intelligence and a life of its own. Now, the other thing that I want to just briefly mention is that we listen to the field, and you probably saw this over the last couple of weeks, that we've launched this 4-month value pack. So that sits between the 1 month and the 12-month and gives people the opportunity to purchase as much or as little Leo products as they want to purchase. So this has now been fully implemented, and it is fully available in our business, and we're seeing that this in some markets is a very, very popular pack indeed, and a choice that people are making. So that's very, very cool. The L Phone 4 is flying out the door, so many of our offices are getting to stock levels that are a little bit alarming. At the events that I've gone to, even in Guadeloupe and in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, there was L Phone 4 being delivered to people who were just very, very pleased with it. So it's a fantastic little product. If you go into your back office, you see how it's delivered. To have it shipped all over the world is a very tedious process, so it might be better to attend one of the events. We have so many events coming up, which I'll show you in a moment, where you have a chance to actually pick up one of these should you want. We've launched the Leo News app, and I'm still very enthusiastic about this because it's just a very, very cool platform onto which we can push news and updates to our field. And if you think that our field is going to go to 1 million people very, very shortly, we need to be very efficient and streamlined in how we communicate with all of those. We've launched this on Apple, we've launched it on Android, and we've launched it on Baidu. So if you're a Chinese person, you can also have access to this, and it's multilingual in its core concept as we launched it. So very, very pleased to have this intimate way to reach all of our network that does not rely on email, that does not rely on another platform. You just have to have a smartphone, and you can get all the Leo news. Now, I am getting ready for going to Paris this coming weekend. I'm very, very pleased about that. That'll be the first pre-launch meeting in the Parisian and in the French market, and we're going to have a good a group of people for that. This is not an official launch meeting or anything like this, but it's kind of just our first testing out the temperature of the water and supporting the little French community that we have that is building. And again, it's a fantastic opportunity for any of you that have international prospects. I know that people are traveling from Slovenia. I know that people are traveling there from Sweden, from the UK as well, and from even further afield. I heard mention that people from Pakistan were traveling there and from China. So it's not going to be an absolutely massive event, but something on the order of a few hundred people. So it's kind of a low-profile thing, but people are responding and want to be there. And if you have prospects in Paris, by all means, must send them there. So if you have any queries at all, or you want any help, send an email to events@welcometoleo.com and we will look after you. After that, I'm going on to Dubai together with Geraldine Aquino, our COO, and we're doing the very first event in Dubai. So the business goes on, and we are certainly believing in our vision, so we're pushing very, very hard now to help people as much as we can into the end of this year to help people expose their business to prospects and to understand what Leo is all about and to discover Leo, if you like. Now, this is a free event, but the places are very limited, so get your tickets today to make sure that you don't miss out, as it says on the screen there now. So after that, or at the same time as that, almost the same time as that, Atif is doing a live seminar in London together with Alexander Shinigoy, who is one of the world's best trainers of NLP. For those of you who have not had the pleasure to be trained by Alexander, I can tell you that you're in for an absolute treat. Many of you in the UK market are obviously responding to this, but you have to push it hard to your people, because this is where the Leo rubber hits the road, if you like, because our business is an entrepreneurship training business. This is a product, and if you purchase one of our product advantage packages, you have live seminar tickets that you should redeem, so effectively it's not costing you anything extra. You've already paid for this product, and it will potentially change your life. I saw Alexander Shinigoy train in Shanghai to an audience of 2,500 people, and he was absolutely amazing, even through a translated seminar. And the Chinese just love him over there. We took him again over for the Great Wall of China event, and he's a friend of mine, Atif's. We love him. He supports Leo. He understands what our vision is. And for him to come to London is a rare, rare treat. Now, it doesn't matter if we have a large crowd or if we have a small crowd, but for you individually listening to this, if you have people in London, help them understand how important it is to come to this meeting, because literally, even if they're in Leo or not in Leo, this product, this training, this stuff that Alexander does, it is life-changing. It really is that powerful, and I don't say that lightly. My life changed when I discovered something called neuro-linguistic programming, and Alexander is one of the world's best trainers of this discipline of how your mind and your language and your neurology and your habits together become either the successful patterns that you drive or the unsuccessful patterns that you drive, and he can help you make conscious choices around this that are absolutely right. So please stop everything and make sure that as many of your people as you have attend this event, because it's going to be something that they will thank you for forever. We're going to Hong Kong, Geraldine and I, on the 26th, on the same day. So we're doing an event over there in Kowloon. If you want to register and send any people there, or want to attend that yourself, send an email to Andy@welcometoleo, and he'll fill you in on all the venue details of where this is, etc. Because we're still confirming that. But this will be in Kowloon, somewhere in Hong Kong. So it's kind of the center of Hong Kong, but on the Kowloon side. I'm very much looking forward to this as a Discover Leo event. Again, very suitable for prospects and very suitable for people who have been in our business, and we'll be doing some corporate updates and what have you for the Chinese-speaking markets. Going onward and up to Leo Toronto on the 3rd of December, we're doing a live seminar on the power of Leo training over there, where our advisory board member, Paul Southworth, is doing a training together with this gentleman here, Julian Bolster, who is just one of the most extraordinary entrepreneurs with one of the most extraordinary stories and testimonies of how he's overcome so many challenges to become one of the most successful trainers in the world. And to have him there in a live seminar context is, again, something that is potentially life-changing. Paul Southwood himself comes with 35, 40 years experience in the direct selling industry, as a person who served in the DSA, as a person who has been recognized within the political system in the UK as the Lord Lieutenant of Northamptonshire, and is actually someone who is extraordinary, and the belief that he has in Leo, and the recognition of our disruption and how innovative we are. He thinks, honestly, in his own words, that Leo could transform the entire direct selling industry with some of the things that we're driving. So for anyone who's got prospects in Toronto, for anyone who has any people in Toronto, push this event, promote this event. Also, just as we're running into Christmas, I'm doing an event in Germany, in Frankfurt. And this is open for members and guests in Germany and in Russia. We have a big Russian community in the German market, so quite excited to be going over there for that. Again, this will be a smaller event, I think, sort of around 100 people, for argument's sake. And so we'll have German translation, we'll have Russian translation. And I can't wait to see you all there, because we haven't supported Russia, but it feels like that we haven't supported Germany, but it feels like the German business is moving ahead, slowly coming to that tipping point where it just starts to move. And that's how the German market is. It always has been, in my experience of it, that it takes a bit of time for the momentum to gather, but once the momentum gathers and people make the commitment, there is no stopping that German market. So all of this is leading into the next wave. The reason that we're doing all of these events is that we're out there pushing up there, trying to support you guys, trying to expose Leo to your prospects, and kind of like we did, me and Michelle in Guadeloupe, where we had 600 people rock up for a Discover Leo session that we did there just last Saturday. Was absolutely brilliant. The group is full of energy. It was all done in French, and I kind of savaged the French language and did my best imitation of French. And it was translated as well, of course. But it's nice to see that this tiny little island can put together 600 people and so enthusiastic about our Leo business, because they see that it doesn't matter where they live, they can build anywhere in the world. And so world domination is being plotted even as we speak from Guadeloupe, and all power to you. We'll do everything we can, and it doesn't matter where you are, you can build your Leo business, because the next wave, what we're doing to support the next wave is this double RP challenge. And so the idea is, up until December 31st, you will have an opportunity to go twice as far for the same amount of petrol. The same amount of effort will take you twice as far for anyone who is a platinum rank up to coordinator and up until they hit the executive position. So how it works is, if you're a platinum today, you had a double RP applied to your account from the 9th of November. So the 24th of November would be when that runs out. You use that double RP to get yourself to the next position, which would be the associate rank, and then you have 20 days during which you have double RP. If you manage to lift yourself up to the senior associate rank, you'll get the double RP for 25 days. If you go to coordinator, double RP for 30 days. Now, if you're a coordinator today, it means that you have 30 days of double RP, and use that wisely. What we wanted to do is give people a tool to help them build their team and their team leaders to the next rank, the next. And what we wanted to create was a series of deadlines, because I know that the double RP is well known as a mechanism. We've had that in the business several times, so people kind of like it. But what we noticed, of course, was that everyone only works towards a deadline. And so that means that they cram up in the last week of the incentive. We have record volumes, and people are all hitting their positions, and they're all really happy. What we wanted to do was give people a set of deadlines to work towards, so that they understand that the time to work an incentive is now. Don't wait till the very end. Work it right where you are, in the context, in the situation that you're in. Don't wait for everything to be perfect, for the water to be just fine before you jump in. Just jump in. Get started. And this is the message, of course, to new people as well. The message is go platinum. Sell products, go out there and market our business, and then when the people have purchased products from you, you go platinum. Now you have time to gather your breath and push hard for another 15 days, and then you will get to associate for just 5,000 rank points in your weaker leg, if you like. From associate to senior associate, coordinator, all the way up to executive at the top of this promotion. Please note as well that the end point for this incentive is December the 31st. And this is an important date because 3 incentives are running out on December the 31st, and I'll mention them to you during the rest of the few slides that I'm doing here. There's frequently asked questions in your member back office. All the details are there, and you have the banners displayed live on your back office telling you how many days you have left of the double RP for you and in your position where you are. So quite a lot of work goes into these things, and the IT team have done extraordinarily well, and we're really, really thankful to all of them because they all want you to be successful, the same as all of us. The other thing that is worth pointing out again, because we're trying to get people to understand this, is that you have an upgrade path. People should get involved in Leo. They should buy our products, and they should buy as much or as little product as they want to purchase. There's no point trying to incentivize people to try and do a bigger purchase. This is our philosophy. We don't want to front-end load. We don't want an investment-driven business. We don't want a business that hurts people. We want a business that people can come in and feel just a little bit of pressure to move on, and that is because they've made not an investment, but they've got a stake in the business, and if you put your money where your mouth is and buy a product and become a product of the product, you'll be much more effective. But it doesn't matter where you start, because with the upgrade incentive, you have 15 days during which you can upgrade your package instead of purchasing a brand new one. So if you purchase the a 4-month package, you just pay the difference to upgrade to the 12-month package, and that then opens up that you just get people involved, get them to sign up where they're comfortable, and then help them move their business, and they will incentivize themselves to go to the next level, and that's entirely up to them. Now, part of this is then this first product sale where you get double rank points, where you get rank points on both sides of your business. So if you purchase a 1250, it applies as if it would happen in each of your 2 legs, if you like. So if you purchase a 125, then you upgrade from a 150 sale, rather, you upgrade that to a 1250 point, then you get those points on both sides if you do it within these 15 days. So that's just very, very strong, and again incentivizes people to start where they're comfortable, and then if they really are ready and they're getting some results, they can just upgrade their package to get a whole year's worth of product instead of just a month's worth or 4 months worth. So very, very cool. Our plan again is available, and we want to promote this because there is this advantage package, the value package mechanism is a change to the plan, and it makes the business much more clean, much more transparent, much more driven on networking rather than investments, if you like. Because some of the scams that are out there, they say that you should invest thousands, that you should invest 100,000, you should invest 200,000, and certain scams that are out there, I'm sure you can think of one. They're kind of driving this investment thing, which is just terrible because it just hurts people, and it will not last. It is on the brink of collapse, and it doesn't matter which business it is. If it's all about investment, it's all about people recruiting people to make more investments. They never last. Our plan is transparent. It's one of the most generous plans in the industry, and there's no fine print. There's no terms and conditions that come and bite you later. There's not stuff that you discover in 3 months' time, oh, I wish they told me that. The opposite is true in our plan, that the parts of it add to the other parts of it, and people after a week say, oh, I didn't realize that, that's even better. Oh, I didn't understand that after 2 months. And after 6 months and after a year, people discover things about the Leo plan that make them feel that, oh, this is better than I thought. Our plan puts the emphasis on teamwork, and especially with the new rank point system, that helps people build teams rather than just do a left and right thing. Because if you have a rank point system, that means that everyone's points are calculated towards your rank advancement. So if you work hard, you will have so many opportunities to progress within our business. And so there's no longer a barrier to entry of how rich your country is or how much money there is in your country. It doesn't matter where you live now, you can build your business. And it's actually easier than anything to build a vast, vast network. Now, I mentioned the 31st of December where I was talking about the double rank point challenge that we have going on now. The other thing that runs out on the 31st of December as a promotion is the Kuala Lumpur Global Annual Conference that we're doing. Now, this will be a lifestyle event of all lifestyle events. For those of you who've never been over in Asia, if you're a European or a North American, you need to go to see what's going on. The Asia-Pacific region is rising, Malaysia is rising, and your children and your grandchildren will ask, didn't you see what was happening in Asia-Pacific? And you will say, yes, I did, because of Leo, or you'll say, I didn't qualify, so I never got it. The incentive runs out on the 31st of December, which means that you have both of those two things running into the 31st of December, the end of this year, which gives you twice the bang for buck. You get benefit from two incentives on the same sales volume. And in fact, you also have the executive trip to Dubai, where we have the incentive qualifiers cut-off point being the 31st of December. So you could be building a business now for the next 50 days, and by the end of December you could be an executive. You could be qualified for the executive trip. You could be qualified for Kuala Lumpur, and the year 2017 will start with a bang. Not giving you any specific dates because people are asking me all the time, when will Leo Smart 3 come? And my answer has become very simple. My answer is always now, it'll come when it's ready. We only get one chance to launch this thing, and it cannot have any tedious teething issues. If we launched on the Android platform, all of your friends who have an iPhone wouldn't be able to play. They might receive an SMS from you, but then they wouldn't have an application that they could download. They will think that this is spam, this is shit, this is boring, and you'll never get a second chance to convince them. So it has to be right. We can't have any bugs in it. We can't have any issues with it. It has to be launched fully on all platforms. It has to be launched as a full application with all the functionality. It has to be launched in all the languages, because your friends speak French, your friends speak Chinese, your friends speak German, and if they get this English text with an application that is English and that's not their mother tongue or a language that they're comfortable with, all of it doesn't go viral, and the thing doesn't work. So it has to be smooth, friction-free, and as sexy in Swedish as it would be in English, as sexy in Urdu as it would be in Arabic. So it's important for us to cover the languages and get this out the right way. That means that when people ask me for the date, I say when it's ready, but it's not going to be ready in 2016. It feels like it's going to be in the first month of 2017, and that's absolutely not a promise, because it might not be ready. It will be launched when it's ready and not a moment before. What do? You build as large a community as you can without it, because when it then comes, you can leverage a bigger community into it. So there's an updated Leo presentation, which includes the Leo Smart 3.0 app as part of the presentation. In the download section, the PowerPoint training guide for it, the FAQs are available. So push it as something that's coming, and in the meanwhile, build your community so that people can get excited about it. And we will not give you a date. We will launch it when it's ready. That's the only answer. So stop asking, build your business, build your community, build your membership, that when this comes, we will have a Pokemon Go launch where we will have as big a community ever ready and available and waiting for this application to download and then use to create the biggest explosion that the world of network marketing has ever seen. Now, part of that is that we're pushing the education. I think with our focus on Leo Coin and our excitement about Leo Coin, we sometimes forget that we actually are a training company. The CDCA, the Certified Digital Currency Association qualification that you get for doing the 3 key modules of what is digital currency, how does digital currency work, digital currency and entrepreneurs, that is getting some big traction. I'm seeing lots of posts on Facebook and in social media about people who've gone through it. People can't wait for module 4, 5 and 6 because what we want to do is we want to win the digital revolution through education and through marketing. We are great at marketing, and what we are great at is education, because that's our core business and our core competency. So this is going extremely well. So in terms of wrapping up this call, they make the most of the WRP challenge. If you have 9 days left of the incentive, or whatever the right number is for you, use it. Don't sit on the fence. Don't wait. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. The business is what the business is, and we're a good company, we're an honest company, we're a transparent company. We're not a perfect company. We do the best we can, and I can guarantee you this from me and Atif and the rest of the team, we will carry on doing the best that we can. We believe in what we're doing, and we're very, very proud of what we're doing, but there's so much scope for us to fail because we have vastly reaching ambitions. The Leo Smart application is coming when it's ready. Build your network, build your community, build your contact lists so that you are ready when it comes. The value pack and the rank point bonuses, that means that you're halfway to Dubai any which way. So just get on with it and qualify as an executive. Qualify for the annual conference at the same time. Get your focus ready for the 31st of December, where you have these 3 things coming to a head. All of that is good for you because it'll build you a Leo Coin balance from your ownership awards. You'll build your balances and stake your Leo Coin, drive the value of the community, drive the value of Leo Coin. All is good. So make the most of everything and stop second-guessing yourself. Stop hesitating. Just get on with it. The thing about the business is that it responds to people who make a decision and to move. It doesn't respond to people who sit back and wish for things to be perfect. It is what it is. Business is what it is. And if you hold true to your goals, you will leave a legacy as a person who soldiered on, walked on, fought on, despite things not being 100% perfect, despite things being what they are. The recent death of the death on Friday of Mahbub Shah is kind of testimony to that. Mahbub never complained. He never cried about the rocks in the road. He never cried about carrying burdens. He never cried about sometimes then it was quite tough weeks. I mean, him and I, we used to joke about him having the toughest region in Leo. He used to say, "Oh, Dad, I've got the ugly region, haven't I?" And he would laugh and chuckle and get on with it. He traveled to Africa. He traveled throughout the Middle East. He traveled to Egypt. He traveled to throughout Pakistan. He traveled to Bangladesh. He traveled to Asia Pacific. And as a man who was in his 60s, he had a spirit and a sense of humor and a little glint in his eye that was nothing short of inspirational. And he would not be a person who would say, "Well, Dan, it's difficult. Oh, it's hard. Oh, it's this." He would always be looking for a solution. He would always be looking for what he could do to make things better. And as a leader, he was extraordinary. As a human being, he was even more amazing. And as a friend, I'm just very, very proud to have known him, and even more proud to have someone like that work with us, work with me and Atif. So that is all I wanted to share with you here today. I thank you for your kind attention. I thank you for your hard work and for your commitment. And together, as a business that is going multicultural, that is connecting people all over the world, that is making small of the differences between people and making huge the common humanity that we share. This is Dan Anderson in Oxford saying thank you very much indeed on this Monday afternoon for your kind attention, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week. So over and out in Oxford, thank you very much indeed.